nobody can actually commit a crime without an insider. Even in Nigeria, I've seen where, you know, whites, pure whites, are arrested for crime, and these people cannot commit the crime without an insider, like a Nigerian helping them. Kidnapping cannot happen without an insider. Armed robbery cannot happen without somebody on the inside doing the job. Or they might not want to be the face, but they, you know, they are always among those people. Like, there's somebody on the inside that giving them the information and telling them everything they need to know to be able to carry out this thing. Because like everyone from a place cannot be the same. They're going to be the good, they're going to be the bad, they're going to be the average, they're going to be the near good, and they're going to be the very bad in every tribe. Like, it's like that everywhere. Like everywhere that you met, maybe the bad ones doesn't make everybody bad. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Yeah, turning subscriber, welcome back. This is Jumi Maduka. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what it feels like to be a Nigerian living in Ghana. What has it been like as a Nigerian living in Ghana? Yeah, I know a lot of Ghanaians actually have reservations about Nigerian, and sometimes I've been a victim of this. You know, they just feel because you're a Nigerian, you're sort of this, you are that, and I'm like, why? Like, why? Even in my comment section, sometimes I get to see Ghanaians sound so rude and like, what are you doing here? What do you want here? And I'm like, wow, in a fellow African country. And I'm like, okay, I think I need to talk about this. I'm a Nigerian, but doesn't mean because one or two Nigerians have been funny, then you now generalize that all Nigerians are somehow. As in, it actually gets me worried. Like, why? So today I want to talk about it, what it feels like. It hasn't been that easy, but gradually, you know, I'm getting used to it. But I think because I have a lot of, you know, Ghanaian fans or Ghanaian family, or those who comment on my page are mostly Ghanaians, I'm like, okay, let me talk about this. That one or two persons from a particular place is somehow, or have, you know, shown some kind of attitude towards you, doesn't mean everybody's like that. Like, I've actually had some Ghanaians who have been funny to me, but I never generalize that Ghanaians are bad, or Ghanaians are this, or Ghanaians are that, you know. Because like everyone from a place cannot be the same. They're going to be the good, they're going to be the bad, they're going to be the average, they're going to be the near good, and they're going to be the very bad in every tribe. Like, it's like that everywhere. Like everywhere that you met, maybe the bad ones doesn't make everybody bad. Yeah, that you met the bad ones doesn't make everybody bad. Living here for a couple of months now, I've actually met even the bad ones. Like, I've met some bad Ghanaians, but it never made me to conclude that everybody in Ghana is like that. In fact, I actually did a video on things I like about Ghana. I talked about Ghanaians being nice. I didn't even attribute the things I found or what people did to me, because that a percentage of, you know, some persons are kind of some way doesn't mean everybody's like that. And I've met funny ones. I've almost been scammed with mobile money before. Like, somebody called me and he was crying on the phone. I actually thought it was real. And I was ready to help him, and he was telling me he transferred money here, he did that, I should help him, his boss is on him, and all that. And I was I was ready, because I was like, oh, okay, how can I be of help and all that. And because I was speaking, you know, there's this thing of speaking tree everywhere here. Everybody talks on the phone and they're speaking tree, and some of them I don't get to hear their English. They don't speak so fluent, so I was trying to pick everything I was saying. So at some point I was in the midst of Ghanaians, you know, somebody that I know that is a Ghanaian. So when he called again, this was like after a day, he called again. I was still like, and I gave it to the Ghanaian, please, can you just let me talk to this young man? Like, I don't speak tree to him. And after talking to him, the guy wasn't like talking as he was, the way he was talking anymore. Then the guy just gave me back my phone. This is scam, please don't fall for it. And I'm like, what? Like, scam, like it was so shocking to me. Like, here I thought they used to think that we are the only ones that are like this, and he told me that it's so common, mobile money scam and all that. I'm like, oh really? As well, is it about the other one? There was a property we actually wanted to get for a walk, you know, wanted to get this property, and the landlord was okay, everything was going on fine. He didn't give us restrictions. Then after paying for this property, like some good money for this property, all of a sudden he started giving us rules and regulation, this, that, and that. And we're like, oh, well, you would have said this before we made payments. Now we made payments, you're now coming up with all this. Please kindly refund back our money, because we won't be able to like meet up with some of these things you're saying. As I speak to you, we've not gotten all the money till today. We've not gotten it back. But that didn't still make me conclude every Ghanaian is funny. Like, so why is it that Ghanaians now conclude that every Nigerian is this, go back to your country, this, that? And I'm like, really? In fact, at some point, I even heard somebody tell me all the crimes committed in Ghana are committed by Nigerians. And I'm like, no, please don't say that. Don't say that. Nobody will commit a crime if he's not willing to commit that crime. Yes. And why not attach it to the individual? Why are you attaching it to a country? Like, why are you attaching it? It's not like they were sent as a representative from Nigeria to Ghana. They came as an individual. Yes, their nationality is Nigerian, but they're committing that crime as a person. The law does not prosecute you as a country, prosecute you as an individual. So I'm like, why? And when this person was saying, I'm like, no, it's not about the Nigerian. Most of the movies, foreign movies we watch, they all talk about crime, terrorism, kidnapping. This is where all these things are. This is where we learn all these things from, not necessarily from a fellow Nigerian or something. No, the movies we watch actually project most of these things. Almost all the foreign movies we watch are action movie for terrorism, one terror movie, or crime related, or robbery. I don't want to mention names, but a lot of you can attest to most of these things I'm talking about. And most of these movies actually portray, crime, and people portray what they are in their through their movies. Africa, what Africa portrays in their movie. From their movie you can tell what the people are, but their media doesn't push out their crime that much. But from their movies you can tell that, okay, for these people to always talk about terrorism, talk about kidnapping, talk about crime and all that, that's to tell you that this is what the society there, like, is so common there. But because their media doesn't push it out, and of course there's this thing with Africa that we feel the white is the best, like they have everything. We don't even want to criticize them at all. We don't want to talk about anything. But imagine if it was a fellow African country that shoots some of these movies. Now is a fellow African that is going to condemn the movie, criticize it. And I feel that's the same thing I'm getting here, where we criticize our own fellow African, but where the source is coming from, the kind of movies, the kind of things we watch, where the source is coming from, we actually don't condemn them. Have you come to realize, how come they have so much intelligence, FBI, social security, this from their movies? You get to see all these kind of things. Even the movies they shoot in the US today has to do with a lot of drugs, the drugs that go into the society, that is the crime that is being committed in these places. But Africans don't get to condemn them. But our own fellow Nigerians or our own fellow Africans are the one we blame for everything around us. But we don't blame the people, the main source where these things are coming from, right? So it just makes me feel, why do I get this hate? Why do we just generalize? Why do we just generalize this thing? There was even a time I went to the market and I was to buy something from a shop. After buying, I brought out money from my bag to pay. So after paying, I actually didn't zip my bag so well. And the lady saw my bag was slightly open. She quickly told me that she'd be mindful of my bag. And I was like, mindful of your bag? I said, this is a crowd that is safe here. Does not mean if you drop money on the floor, you will come back to me that money there. You will not. So this has nothing to do with, people are funny. They're funny people everywhere. So that generalizing thing, I've never generalized Ghanaians as being this, in as much as I've had, a couple of some experiences that are not too pleasant, but I didn't just say Ghanaians are, or this person is. I'll attach it to that individual. Because this person is coming from a family. What if he didn't have a good family training, or the parents were not there, or he grew up in this, in some kind of environment, he didn't have a lot of people around him, peer pressure and all that. So some of these things are things that could actually lead to, it's from the family we have in society, right? So always trace it back to their families and not necessarily their nationality. yes, I have to say this. I know I have a lot of Ghanaian family, a lot of Ghanaian fans, and it actually gets to me sometimes. The kind of comments I read, I'm like, why the hate? Like, did I do anything wrong to you? This is just me trying to be happy. This is just me trying to like educate and do my little quota, and I get all this kind of like wrong because of just one person did. That's one person in out of 200 million people. Like, Nigeria is over 200 million. Do you know what that is? Like 200 million. I can understand the part that our people are hardworking, and sometimes, you know, there's this thing of competition and you feel they are trying to take over from you. No, they're just finding hands made. Like, I can tell you, the economy in Nigeria cannot take everybody. The competition is, everybody is, you start a business now, before you know everybody's into it. You do this and everybody's into it. So, you know, the brain and the competition is so much. So people just want to get out there and look for somewhere that they don't have so much competition or something, right? That's majorly it. They're just looking for survival, not that they are coming to come and turn themselves into something. Like I said, nobody can actually commit a crime without an insider. Even in Nigeria, I've seen where, you know, whites, pure whites, are arrested for crime, and these people cannot commit the crime without an insider, like a Nigerian helping them. Kidnapping cannot happen without an insider. Armed robbery cannot happen without somebody on the inside doing the job. Or they might not want to be the face, but they, you know, they are always among those people. Like, there's somebody on the inside, like, giving them the information and telling them everything they need to know to be able to carry out this thing. But to me, prosecute them as an individual. Don't just rub beat on everybody, because I've never tried to rub, you know, some kind of things on everybody. You know, everybody from this place, that is how they are. There are good people everywhere, there are bad people everywhere, there are terribly bad people everywhere, and there are very good people everywhere, in every tribal, white people, black, any race you can think of. It's the same. But please, this issue of generalizing really gets to me. Like, it gets to me, and I'm like, why? Like, why do we generalize? Why do we just think everybody from this place is like this? Same way we have Nigerians everywhere in the world, or it's the same way we have Ghanaians everywhere in the world. They are all everywhere in the world. You know, people just want a better life for themselves, so they get to look for where they can find it. Like, I've seen, I've heard of people, especially Africans love to know, they want the best life, so they find themselves everywhere trying to get the best life. Even in Nigeria, there are a lot of Ghanaians still living in Nigeria till date. I actually know a Ghanaian that heads a school in Nigeria, and sometimes I wonder, well, is it possible for a Nigerian to head a school in Ghana? I actually don't know, but I've not heard of any. But I actually know Ghanaians who are working, doing so well in Nigeria, heading schools. You know, they are into the education more, so you get to hear them, teachers heading schools. I know an accountant that is a Ghanaian, and she's working in a good place. So, like, these are people that the environment, they encourage them, that they took them in. Nobody's looking at them as a threat or something. So I think it should be the same here. Let's just try to be more friendly. Nobody's fighting. Like, I'm not fighting with anybody. I didn't come here to fight with anybody. Not every Nigerian is bad, not every Ghanaian is bad. In fact, even there was a time we went to fix the car, and the mechanic that was supposed to work on the car, we had somebody else, or they are in the same workshop, but it was bad mouthing his fellow Ghanaian, you know, because he just bad mouthed him. Like, and I was like, no, this is naturally not a good trait. He was bad mouthing his fellow Ghanaian. I was like, no, this is not a good trait. Like, you're supposed to be a family, you're supposed to be one. You know, why would you be bad mouthing? He just told us that he's a useless mechanic. I don't mind that one. He's a useless mechanic. Like, don't go for him. And they're supposed to be fellow Ghanaians, right? But even at that, I didn't conclude that every Ghanaian is like that. You know, I've seen a lot of Ghanaians comment on my page and say really nice things, and there are some who are, you know, just hate. Like, because you have a resentment towards one person doesn't mean everybody's like that. Because even in the one country, they're from different regions, different tribes, different people in one nationality, right? So that's why it's not too good to just generalize. Please, let's try to like change it. Let's try to change it. It's not, I've been a victim of this, and I don't think it's nice. Maybe you hear my accent, you know, I'm a Nigerian, and you just try to look at me with some kind of face or with some kind of you know. And I'm like, why? Like, why? I don't treat you guys, I actually don't treat anybody, you know, because they are from a place, or because, let's always try to differentiate a people from a character. Like, this is what somebody did, you know. Don't hate him, hate what he did, but don't hate him, right? So let's try to always differentiate a person from a character. Like, just differentiate it, and there's not always generalize. So let's always try to, let's not generalize, please. Let's not do that. Let's differentiate a personality from an attitude. Somebody can have a bad character, even when they are even well trained. There are people that their parents train them well, but they still have very terrible character. But that doesn't mean that the parents or the child is going to hate the family, or the mom is going to hate their child because of the bad character. You know, they differentiate the character from the personality. You love a people, but you might not like some of the things they do, but that doesn't mean you not hate on everybody because of just one person or just a few persons you've dealt with, right? So please, that's all I have today. Let's not, we have good people everywhere, we have the wrong ones, but of course majority are always good, you know. A percentage of bad could be just 1 or 2%, but it shouldn't make you not generalize and think everybody from your region is bad. So please, thank you. Just all love. I don't have bad feelings towards anybody. Like I said, I've had experiences that would have made me conclude, well, I never concluded on anybody. I still have a lot of people I relate with. I go to the market and I, you know, get things normally. I don't just, because somebody from here treated me this way, that means everybody, somebody tried to scam me through mobile money, therefore I won't use mobile money again, therefore every mobile money person that is a Ghanaian is bad. No, I didn't generalize like that. And that's where maturity comes in. Let's be mature to, you know, it's just be careful. It's just for you to now maybe be more careful and treat the person as an individual. Like, let the law persecute him as an individual, not as a nationality, because he didn't come as a committee or a representative of this country. He came on his own, right? So that's all I have today. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and drop your comments if you know you have anything else to say, or to let me know, like maybe there are things I actually don't know. But you could just drop your comment in the comment section and subscribe to this channel. Bye.